Khan, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the elder bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom, to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Ram Yahawada with the lesson, and this is the Guardian. The Guardian says the Guardian Microsoft IT outage, right? So it went out, it disconnected, obviously, right? It had an outage. Global IT outage shows dangers of cashless society, and it's a big danger, and it's more danger than just that. But yeah, campaigners say, right? Yeah. So it says cash provides essential fallback when digital payments break down. Payments choose Alliance points out, right? It says campaigners say the crisis could be the global IT outage last week underlines the risk of moving towards a cashless society. It's a big risk that you're taking, right? And it's the biggest risk is what? It's the MOTB, right? That's the biggest risk that you're taking, and what it leads to once they move into actually putting the charagma or the charagma into you through the karaks, and having the engraphel read off all your data of who you are, right? And your amount of money that you have that you could spend. And it says supermarkets, banks, pubs, cafes, train stations, and airports were all hit by the failure of Microsoft's system on Friday, leaving many unable to act accept, right? Accept electronical payments. The impact was especially served for businesses that no longer accepted cash. Right. So it really it impacted businesses that no longer accept cash, because they're trying to jump into to head to this cashless society. Says the payment choice, I believe it's Alliance. Yeah, payment choice alliance of the PCA, which campaigners against the move towards cashless society lists 23 frames of and groups, at least some of whose outlets take only credit and debit cards. Right. So when you move into a cashless society, there's risk, right? And the risk is that the system in itself could just crash. You know what I mean? And then what happens? Where's your money now? You can't access, right? Things. You know what I mean? They could not accept electronical payments. So there was no way you can get a payment. So you're there, you're buying. The whole IT system crashed, and it was globally. So globally at one time, because everything's interconnected now. See, and that's a big thing right there, right? Because normally, if a system breaks down right now, it may affect the whole state of Washington or whatever. Or if it happens in New York, it may affect New York and, little places that's around close to them, Jersey, whatever, it may affect them. And it only be for a little while, because after a while, people come out there, fix the thing, get it all fixed up. But when you're talking about a thing that's interconnected around the globe, and this has to do with your livelihood, I mean, hey, obviously it is a danger. It's dangerous to go into a cashless society. But greater than that, right? Danger. Yeah, greater than that danger is Revelation chapter 14 verse 8. Revelation chapter 14 verse 8, and there followed another angel, right? And angels, right? Whether they're good angels or bad angels, they all work for the Most High. And the good angels and the bad angels are basically writing down everything or recording everything that goes on, right? So everything has a record, so it knows what's going on. They know what's going on, and they report it back to the Most High. Not that the Most High don't know, but it's just a system that the Most he likes order. He wants it to be a certain way. He knows everything. You know what I'm saying? But he still wants it to be reported back to him. I mean, how about that? It's crazy, right? But that's how it works. So the good angel and the bad angel reports back to the Most High. That's why it tells you that in Job, all the sons of God reported to the Most High, and Satan was amongst them. Why? Because there were good angels and there were bad angels, and they all have to report back to the Most High, and they're all what? Sons of God, right? They were created in God's image. They were created for God's purpose, for the Most High's purpose, right? They're all gods, right? Judges, and they're set forth to judge between good and evil, and they would know because one is particularly good and the other one is evil, and they're equipped to judge between good and evil amongst themselves, and report it back to the Most High. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So, but yeah, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon, which is another, it's the Bible's way of referring to America, right? Because it's the daughter of Babylon, because it's that system, the daughter of Babylon, or that great city, right? That which is spiritually what Babylon, spiritually Sodom, spiritually Egypt, spiritually Nineveh, right? Also, what's the other one? Dang, can't think of it. But all these so-called cities, like the merchant city, yeah, You know, there's a Tyrus, that was a merchant city. But yeah, all these because it's a great merchant city. It's this place where all this commerce and this and that and all these things take place. And you know, of course, at one point in time, the great industrial um, came out of this place, but now they went into the fourth industrial, which the fourth industrial is going into what, making things what, a cashless society, right? And then what America's just all consumers, that they're not creating, because before, you know, they were all about creating. And but yeah, so Babylon is fallen, right? Because it went from that whole being able to grit and grind, have an industrial place, to where people are laid back, lazy, and they look for everything to be, you know, delivered. I mean, nowadays it's crazy. You can literally go online and buy something, and by the end of the day, the same day you ordered it, it will be at your door in the same day. So it's a lot of just being able to buy things and access, and just lazy, right? A lazy society, because they took away the things, and it became more of a what do you call feminine. They got the feminist movement. They're putting things in the food and things to make the men more feminine, the women more aggressive. The world is turned upside down. So it has to, you know, of course, in a society like that, and as you can see, your president is so-called weak, and now he has to claim he has COVID to bow out, in a sense of bowing out gracefully, in a sense, right? So Kamala, because she's the what you call now, your president is a woman right now, technically, because if he's sick, the person that's in charge has to be Kamala, and Kamala is a woman. So now there's a woman president over your thing. So Babylon is fallen. It's fallen, that great city, because she is made all nations drunk, right? And this what the system is. It's a global cashless society. And so with a global cashless society, everybody's interconnected. If the system goes out, right, everybody around the world cannot purchase anything at one time, right? So that's a danger, right? But the biggest danger is what? This is what they're gonna start trying to implement, right? Through their wine, and all they're drunk of all the wine, right? With the philosophies of America, with you know, just the system, just in general, starting with the elite, because the elite is what pushes America, because America's the face of all these things. A lot of these things that's going on in the world, you know, same-sex marriage, all these different things that goes on in the world. America's the face of all that. And it says, yeah, drunken of the wine and the wrath of her fornication. See, and that's what I was saying. Yeah, fornication goes out throughout the world, as far as same-sex marriage, child trafficking, children trafficking, human trafficking, slavery, murders, deaths, killings, stealing of people's natural resources. Because China's all of a sudden in Africa. What are they in Africa for? To get the resources of Africa, just like the Edomite was doing, right? China, so-called Moab, so-called Chinese, which is Moab, they're in the land to get the natural resources, just like America, right? just like the Edomites, right? So all these different nations are seeing, hey, this is how America. Let me go do it too. They're drunken with the wine and the philosophies and the ways that America done. So now they're willing to do the same thing, right? And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, and saying this is what we're going into, because the elite, the system pushing forward towards the new world order, it has to be globally. It has to be a global cashless society for this to happen. So them warning and saying this and that ain't gonna change the course or their mind, because that's the reason why the scripture says that there's no understanding in him, right? Right? So it says, yeah. So the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, right? Which this is the fourth beast, right? Which came from Rome. Rome was the fourth beast, but it had the deadly wound and it was healed, right? Which we're in the second leg of Rome, or Rome 2.5, or however they want to call it, 2.0, 2.5, whatever you want to call it. But it's the second leg of Rome, because you're dealing with the statue of the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, right? And which Daniel had reported through the scriptures, which that's what the Lord wanted him to give record of, which that's what we have. And the records and the scriptures state that what it will have a deadly wound and be healed again. So that other leg is still there, and that leg is now what NATO, EU, America came and revitalized that, basically that Roman vibe. So it's also Rome, Slovakia too. It's also spiritually Rome, right? Because you go into the because also, because you go into the building structures of America and England, London, France, even Russia. That the whole thing goes back to Petra, goes back to Greece, go back to Rome. Those buildings have that Edomite structure, right? It looks like Greece. It looks like Rome. The pillars that they put, all that stuff, it goes back to that, which proves that they're the Edomites, man. And then a lot of these other nations, they kind of follow behind that. They're wearing suits and ties and doing these things and trimming their hair and and slicking it back like an Edomite, cutting off their beards, and they're shaving their face slick like a baby's butt, like an Edomite, right? And these are the things that the philosophy, the wines, the things that the people have engulfed themselves into, and they worship that beast, right? Which goes back to Rome, or the Roman Greco Empire, which it's revitalized, right? You have the Roman treaty over in Europe, which Europe technically runs, or England technically runs America, right? Because these are all things that stem off from Europe and from England. So, America's just the face of it. So it says, and the worship the beast and the image, and receive his mark. And the mark is what? The charagma. The karax, the engrapho, going into that digital society where they're going to have to use the mark, which is the charagma, and they're going to use the karax, right? The needle, or whatever system they use to put it in your skin, right hand or left hand, forehead, wherever they put it, right arm, left foot, right foot, it doesn't even matter. But the main thing is what? To receive his mark in his what? Forehead, or in his hand. So right hand, left hand, or in your forehead, which Elon Musk is already working on the brain chip, right? Which they already did trials for a pig, and I believe they did 2 human trials, right, for the chip. And these things are supposed to be able to, if a man was blind, now he could see, right? If you were able to move your arm, you could maybe move your arm and your hand again, right? They could maybe even put a mechanical arm and attach it to the chip, which is attached to your brain. And now that chip, where the part of your brain was dead to your arm, because maybe your arm was dead, it can create enough electricity, because your body's electricity anyway, where it'll allow that to move your hand again. So poof, voila, Esau's a miracle worker. He's God. So now he's worked his way to be higher and greater than God. And now these people are hey, let's get down with the class of society. There's so much great things that come from it. But the Lord said that, hey, let's keep going to see how the Lord said he's going to play this out. So the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the power. Right? So, hey, you drunk of the wine of Esau and got into his philosophies and his ways and doing this and so-called democracy, and now you got a prime minister and a president, or blah 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 blah, and then you're doing these certain things, and now there's so many so-called gay societies within your society, and you celebrate Christmas and Easter and whatever and blah blah blah, and you do all these different things that goes back to Babylon the Great, right, which is America, right? And you follow behind these customs, right? But the Lord said, what? You in the same, right? Just like you did that, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the power. So hey, and that's ultimately what we're giving you. This is the wine, right? The Lord's words, his philosophy, right? The scriptures, the Bible. And you're going to drink of his wrath, because he's going to come, the wrath of the power, the Most High Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture, right? It's going to be, it's going to come upon you. All these nations, because that's what the Lord said anyway. He said he's calling all nations to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. He's drawn all you nations to Yahweh Shaphat. So all of you have drunken of it. And in the cup of his indignation, which means righteous anger, which the Lord is coming to judge. That's why the Lord said, I'm going to plead with them for my people. And that plead goes into judgment, right? He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So all the society globally is going to go cashless. They're going to put the chip in their right hand or their left hand or in their forehead, going cashless, right? But all that's going to conclude that the Most High is going to come down with great wrath and his indignation, right? Which is righteous anger, right? Punishment has to ensue after all this disobedient behavior, right? But not to mention you have all the Israelites, and you plan to not just do this to these other nations of society. The main thing that you're trying to do is to the Israelites, and when you do it to the Israelites, that naturally is going to affect what? The Lord's anointed. The Lord said, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. So in your thing, you know that's what you want to do. You want to come against the Israelites, and the main thing is what? The prophets. Right? Yeah, so this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every city, right? Globally, right? They want the caste society to be globally. So this is things gonna happen globally, because globally, technically, because everybody's talking about the de-dollarization, but it's not just America that's doing a de-dollarization. Every country in the world is actually dumping the dollar. So they think it's a big thing that the dollar is being dumped. It's not just America. While you're saying, oh, the BRICS and they're doing this great. No, the BRICS is also Russia's collapsing their dollar, China's collapsing their dollar. All these nations are actually on the same path of collapsing the dollar to bring in the digital society, right? The cashless society, right? Because they're following orders of the New World Order. All these people are square men. They're all Freemasons. They're all Illuminati. They're all interconnected with the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and whatever other Skull and Bones and whatever other so-called secret society that they got. And they probably got other names that we don't know nothing of. These are just things that they allow us to know, right? So they're all interconnected. They're all basically collapsing their original currency to go digital, right? So this is happening all over the world, right? In every place. And in the next city, a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. And that's ultimately what's happening. What's going to happen and what's happening right now. They're all planning to come against the Lord's anointed, right? Right? They're all planning to do the prophet's harm. So what is going to happen when the Lord is seeing that you have taken of the wine of Babylon the Great, and your whole idea is to come against the elect right along with them, and chip your society. Make sure you chip your citizens, and you're going along with everything. Hey, the insurrection of Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shai, because you're going along with all these things, because you're coming against those who fear Yahweh, Basham Yahweh Shai. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. See, and this is going to be around the world, right? The main place of great importance to be saved from is America, Babylon the Great, because 200 million missiles are going to be shot on this place, right? Even their allies, even America's so-called allies, is going to shoot missiles on this place. So this is of great danger, a place that we're going to need to be saved from our enemies, right? Right? But they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but shall spoil and destroy those that fear Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. So ultimately, look, this is about them actually coming after the elect. You know what I mean? The hopeful elect, right? Which some of those people will actually be the elect. Many are called, but few are chosen. But some will actually be the elect, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing for the Lord to do it that way, because you think you're destroying one or killing this person, and yeah, that person was a person who believed, but guess what? That person wasn't the elect. So you killed him, but you're never gonna kill. Well, you seen it. The time of Moses, you went around killing all those children in Egypt, but this is spiritual Egypt. So he went around killing all those children, and what? To no avail. Moses still lived, and he still did what the Most High set out for him to do. Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, same thing. Hey, they went out, killed all them children, trying to kill Yahweh Shai. And what happened? The Lord sent him into Egypt. He came back, 33 years old, set up his ministry, started pushing it, or 33 years old, pushed his ministry. No, I think he died at 33. So he did it at 30. So about 30 years old, he started pushing the ministry, died at 33, but he did everything that he was supposed to do, according to the scriptures, according to prophecy, how he was going to live, how he was going to heal, and then how he was going to die. And it was all performed through the Bible. All all scriptural, all on point, right? Right? Even prophecies of him that were written thousands and thousands and thousands of years before he was in existence, it still came into fruition exactly the way the prophecy said it was going to happen. So you can't stop what the Most High has. But they're going to try. That's what they come against and destroy those who fear Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. For they shall waste and take their goods and cast them out their houses. Right? People going to go into concentration camps and this and that. You're going to have to get your head chopped off by the guillotine. All sorts of things are going to happen. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. See? And hey, you're not going to come against this thing because it's not a big deal. Oh, their identity crisis. No, you're coming against because our identity is known. So then, all right, when identity is known, then shall be known who are my chosen. They shall be tried as gold in the fire, right? Because this is our test. So also, what you're doing is just doing what the Most High wants you to do anyway, because this is a test unto to knowing who the chosen really are. Hey, hey, and when you see brothers get those spiritual powers, hey man, you're gonna know. Hear, O ye my beloved, see, because we're beloved of the Most High. Saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention, those days of trouble, right? Because, hey, that's what's coming, man, are at hand. Right? See, it's right now. And it's right now. This is what they're doing. This is the cashless society, the thing that they have to push forward through. This is Operation Warp Speed. This is what they have to push through. The days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. See? So we don't got nothing to worry about. But it's just a test. It's a test. We got to go through the fire, but we're going to be delivered. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, right? And this is just that fourth system, that fourth beast system, right? Because all the other beast systems, they had their time for rulership, and they're out of there, right? They rule, they fell. They ruled, they fell. This is the fourth beast system that Daniel spoke of, right? Right, and that was diverse from all the other beast systems, right? Because they have the so-called democracy, whatever, and they make it look like you get the vote. You have a Democrat, Republican. You had a Flavian, a patrician in the time of Rome, but now what this second leg of Rome, they kind of promote the same things, but really it's all a dictatorship. It's all to make it feel like you have these freedoms, right? And they did the same thing that they did in Rome. They spread their military out too thin, and now they're about to have civil wars, inner wars, and they what they're trying to do is make it seem like, well, if we created ourselves, then maybe we have a handle on it. We're in control of it, and that's how we can use order out of chaos. And we'll use that so we can bring forth order, so we can have a hand on it. But the Lord is going to allow it to where it's out of your hands. It's going to be too far gone and out of your hands that you can't even control it. Right? That's why you already have it. You already know that. They already know. That's why they already have their bunkers ready. I mean, come on. If you really thought you had control over that, why make bunkers? Right? Says and he gave power and he gave life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. See, and they're actually coming after the elect, right? Because we're not going to worship the image of the beast. We're not going to bow down to this system because now it seems cool because you got a AI robot calling you and saying, hey, I could be your AI robot lawyer. I could be your AI therapist. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever madness they have, you know what I mean? That the AI could come speak to you. You know what I mean? And now everything's better. Now you could be in your universal basic income. You don't have to work, but your AI will come and do everything. So-called kind of like the Jetsons, but then you, there's no real benefit. You're in your 15-minute cities, and you can only go 15 minutes away. So technically, you're a prisoner in your own home, in your own hometown, right? And he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, right? See? Right? Same thing, you know? It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save, right? Save, because what you're trying to do, you're trying to save yourself. Let me give me the cashless society digital chip. Put it in my right hand, put it in my forehead, put it in my left hand, put it in whatever you want, so I can be part of your society. Right? Save he that had the mark in or the name of the beast or of the number of his name, right? Here is the wisdom. Let him that haveth understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. It is the number of man, and his number is 666, which would be 666, which we know that goes into the barcode system, which that's what they're making you, a commodity, but also making you a commodity as it is. What, it's going to have all your history on the chip. You know, your doctor, your dental, your arrest records, your, you know, whatever. Most likely even, because they're talking about arming IRS. So they might have your IRS thing. So the IRS could come armed and arrest you because your taxes are delinquent. And they'll know because everything is in the system. Everything is there. All they got to do is swipe your hand. Oh, yep. This person going to get them down so everything can get corrected. Right? And everything you own will get swept away. They'll take it away. But like I said, they should take away their goods, right? Because you owe. You owe because you're in debt. You're in debt to the elite, right? Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore in the men, right, and women, right, because chicks are simple-minded. They think they're obsolete because it says men, but this is for men or mankind or women, right? Men or women, right? You're on the earth just like a regular man is. You're not exempt, right? Grievous sore upon men which had the mark, right? Because women are going to have the mark too. There's plenty of women that got the charagma right to this very day, like the army chick, the Judite or whatever she was. I don't know if she was Judite or she was a Northern Kingdom, but she was like a light-skinned, looked like a light-skinned woman, but looked like she definitely was an Israelite. But she had the chip. She had the chip in her hand through the military, and she paid for her groceries, right? And it says, and felt a grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast upon them which worship the image, right? And they down with the system. The system definitely going into the military. The military is definitely part of this whole entire system, right? Because it's what so-called polices the system, enforcements, So you're enforced to have to get that. So there's another part of that where it's dangerous to be part of that cashless society, which is coming, right? And this is before they're implemented to the whole world. They're already just talking about just the system in itself can just crash. Then what do you do then? Right? So they're saying you need to have cash to back up. So if the system crashes, you know what? You could still pay for things. But that's not how Esau is going to have it, right? The whole system, you ain't going to be able to be involved in this system at all unless you go with the charagma, the karax, the engrapho, unless you go with what the system calls for you to go for. Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the power, right? Which is going to be poured out without mixture, right? Remember? And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, right? And them ICBM missiles hitting America, and all this this iron, this industrial place where they had the industrial factories just sitting there, the old nuclear plants, which is gonna put more explosions and things, and and it even says the people, your bodies, all that gas and mess that you have, you're gonna be fuel for the fire in itself, right? Oh man. But yeah, so it says and yeah, mingle with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, right? That's the elect, right? The elect is going to get victory over the beast. We are the hopeful elect, but you're going to find out that some men, you're going to know who are my chosen. You're going to find out who those there are some that's the elect, and you're not going to, no matter how much you go around with having no pity, sparing none, trying to come against those who fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're never going to get it, because they're going to have the victory, right? Victory, have gotten the victory. See, and then this is saying past tense. Have gotten the victory over the beast and over the image and over the mark, right? The charagma, right? And over the name and over the number of his name, right? And that number goes on that 666 number, because that's what they going to, House, what was that? House Article 666 or whatever it was back in the time when the CV-19 first happened, right? So it says, stand on the sea of glass, having their harps of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Basically singing a song, saying thanks, praising the Most High, right? And that sea of glass, like the one brother said he had a dream, and he was in the chariot, what they call UFOs or UAPs, and it was a big chariot, which the scriptures say that Yahushai was flying in a chariot that looked like a flying. It was so big, it was like a mountain, right? Right. It was cut out without hands, right? Right. So huge. So this is a huge, and looking down at Babylon the Great, America, and even these other strategic places, but the main place is what? Babylon the Great turned into the lake of fire, right? And they singing the song of Moses, right, when we got victory over Egypt. And what is this? The spiritual Egypt, or the modern day Egypt, spiritual Egypt, which is America, Babylon the Great. the servants of power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and the song of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, singing, great and marvelous are they, thy works, Salakia, thy works, O out of one, right? Lord, out of one, power, almighty, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, just and true are thy ways, thus King of saints, right? And the saints are what? The Israelites. So where's all the world fitting in that? If you're not an Israelite, and then if you're not what it says, a Jew inwardly as well as outwardly, or Israelite inwardly as well as outwardly, you're not going to be saved. There's plenty of Israelites, but a lot of Israelites, they're down with the system. They're part of the military. They got chipped already. They're part of this and they're part of that, or they're part of the boule, and they're part of the society of a gang, and or whatever, and their mind is washed away in the hopes of this world, right? And so our job is to fight against the hopes of this world, but the hopes of the kingdom to come. So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory into Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakal Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the priests, the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners, the phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom, to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and a Baba Ball.